It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato from the Daily Southtown newspaper, and we are at the Beggar's Pizza location, 127th Street and Kedzie Avenue in lovely Blue Island, and we're shifting the hoops this week. We're going to have on Hillcrest boys basketball coach Don Houston. Hard to believe, Don is in his 10th season as head coach over at Hillcrest, has a state championship under his belt, has 9 straight conference championships under his belt, and shooting for number 10 this season. Hawks are looking good. They're preseason number 1 here on the Coach's Corner Show and on the Daily Southtown. They were 23-6 last season. They're coming off a week at the Chicago Heights Classic where they're 2-2. So we're going to talk Hawks hoops with Don Houston. So we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. Remember, folks, beggarspizza.com. Gerard's rubbing his stomach, looking for a little pizza a little later on. Join the Big Cheese Club. Plenty of perks to be had. And if you're looking for a holiday party, folks, this room right here can be had for a holiday party, and you get to eat like a king and a queen. All right, we come back. Hillcrest boys basketball coach Don Houston will be our guest. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
For more than 25 years, Midwest Orthopedic Consultants has been dedicated to providing comprehensive orthopedic excellence. The physicians at Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, with convenient locations in Orland Park and Oak Lawn, have received specialized training in subspecialty areas, allowing them to treat even the most complicated orthopedic conditions. X-rays and MRIs are available at both facilities, allowing patients to get everything completed in one location the same day. Ortho Urgent Care is provided Monday through Thursday between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. till noon at their Oak Lawn location. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, our guest tonight, Hillcrest boys basketball coach Don Houston. Donnie, back again, my man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks
I love
for
being here.
Thanks for coming on board again. Preseason number 1 on the Coach's Corner and Daily Southtown. So you come out of the gate, you're 2-2. Chicago Heights Classic. That's a tough one, man. So as you evaluate 4 games, what did you like that you saw from your team, and what's some things that you feel you need to improve on, man?
I think we have a really talented team. You know, I love the talent that we have. I love the hustle that we have and the athleticism that we have. The things that we really needed to work on, and I think the best thing that I saw was, you know, we need to learn how to play together as a team. You know, and it was kind of glaring because we were out there and we were doing some things that were, I mean, we were playing, you know, somewhat like individuals. And I'm not saying one particular player. It wasn't one particular player. It was all of us. We were playing as individuals. And by us playing as individuals, it came back and it bit us. You know, we were watching film, and, you know, we showed the guys in film last quarter of each game, we executed. You know, we didn't do any execution, zero execution in a whole quarter. And you go into the quarter leading and you have zero execution, you're going to lose every game that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those were great lessons for us. You know, you come out of there 2-2, but you see something like that that's glaring, you know you can fix it. You know, I can live with that. But if it was something that we couldn't fix, then I'd really be losing sleep. But this is something we can fix.
Absolutely. And it's tough too, man. You have 4 returning starters, 4 really talented players who obviously, you know, you want them to play together and kind of put off that individual glory, but man, when it's push comes to shove, your competitiveness is going, Man, you got to try and step back, and that comes with experience and growing older and maturing, right?
Yeah, when you open the paper on Sunday and you see your number 1 in this paper, and then you see your number 7 in this paper, and you see your number this in that paper, all of a sudden, everyone wants to shine, you know, and sometimes we lose the concept of team in those situations, and I think that's what happened to us. We lost the concept of team because of that. But like I said, after we watched film and we had some kumbaya sessions, everybody understood, what they needed.
What's going on?
Yeah.
So did you address that? Like you said, you open up the paper, boom, you guys are on the front page, number 1, story on Marcus. What do you say to your kids with something like that? And,
I try to go into the season telling them number 1 is a mythical number. Who cares about it? You go in there and you just play. It's been a lot of games where we've gone into and we're expected to win. Now you're put in this situation, you're expected to win, but don't put that type of pressure on yourself. Just go out there and have fun and play. Don't worry about it. It's a mythical number, but you can say one thing, but
They're still 16, 17-year-old kids, right?
Exactly. When you're dealing with 16, 17-year-old kids, you can say it, and they'll hear you, but are they truly listening? So, if they weren't listening, you get a wake-up call, and you'll listen from this point on.
That's it, man. Living and learning.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Now, the one area that I don't know if you're concerned about is, you don't have a real 6'6", 6'7" guy. You got a lot of good guards. What's your tallest kid? I mean, Isaac's 6'3", right?
Isaac's about 6'3". We have another kid, Lamont Bishop, who's a football player. He's about 6'4". So those are our biggest kids. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you overcome that? I mean, because, like a team like Marian Catholic, they're bringing guys 6'6", 6'7", 6'7". So you're going to face teams like that. What do you do to try and counteract that?
You got to really emphasize blocking out, and you have to emphasize help side defense, making sure someone's always helping on the backside with those bigs. And you just got to block out. You got to make sure you're not just standing in position, but you got to establish better position with rebounding. And I don't think we did a great job of helping Isaac on the glass. I don't think my guards did a great job of helping and crashing the glass this weekend. So, we got out rebounded in a few games, but we've had smaller teams before, so this isn't anything new to us. We just got to make sure we rebound as a team.
Yeah, and rebounding is mostly effort. And and a guy like Marcus Garrett, he's a 4-year varsity guy, right? I mean, and he's a max guy. I mean, he's 6', 6'1", but he'll get boards, man, because he's a max guy, and Isaac's going to get boards, and Jalen Hughes. I mean, you guys, you got guys that
we have players. Like you just said, he's a max guy, but when we were watching film, he did some standing around this weekend, and that's something that we pointed out to him. We expect so much out of you, but in this situation, you didn't do what you were supposed to, and he understands it, and he won't let. He's the type of player who he definitely won't let it happen again.
Right, that's not going to happen, man.
Yeah.
And what is it? I mean, obviously he's a very skilled player, and he does give max effort. I mean, what makes this kid such a force, man? I mean, because he is only 6', 6'1".
He's probably the most humble kid that I've ever coached, but he's also probably one of the toughest kids I've ever coached. He doesn't care about his body in any way, shape, form, or fashion. When it comes to contact, he'll sacrifice his body. He'll do anything that he needs to do for the team, and he'll play as hard as he possibly can. And and he does that in any sport he plays. I mean, he plays so many. He just plays year round, and I kind of have to tell him, Marcus, you got to take some time off and relax your body, because he just plays year round. I mean, you got to rest, but he's just a great kid, and he's a warrior in anything that he does.
Yeah, and he's a tremendous football player. I mean, receiver, DB for the Hawks, and led them to the playoffs. They had a 7-2 regular season, 8-3 overall. So, I mean, yeah, he's not in basketball shape yet. And there is a difference, man. I mean, he doesn't have his basketball legs yet, so watch out what he does.
Yeah, and he's, you know what, and I pretty much went to every football game, and I told those guys, I'm their biggest fans, and, people are like, oh, well, the basketball coach, he probably wants those guys to get into the basketball season as soon as possible. I'm like, you know what? These guys are seniors. They're great kids. Go as far as you possibly can. Who cares about basketball right now? Right. We'll be there. State championships in basketball aren't won in November, so we're fine. Do as best as you possibly can. And so, he's a great kid. Marcus is a great kid.
And that's the thing. A school like Hillcrest, man, you got to share your athletes.
Oh, yeah.
If you want all other sports to thrive over there, you got to share that. And you do a great job with that with Queese. Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys share your athletes, and that's why they're successful right now in football, and you've always been successful in hoops over there. So that's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. Remember, girls, $27 haircuts. Guys, $17 haircuts to show your high school ID. Lisa Thomas Salon, Mokina, Tinley, Orland Park. We come back. More talk with Don Houston. We're talking Hillcrest Hoops. Stay tuned.
It's time, your time. Look renewed. Feel rejuvenated. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon. Whether it's a new hairstyle, expertly applied makeup, skin treatments, or nail services, our professional stylists are up to date on all the latest techniques and styles to help you achieve the look you've always wanted. Find the you deserve. Your transformation begins at Lisa Thomas.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has a trained technician and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, our guest, Hillcrest boys basketball coach Don Houston, and he brought his son, Jaden. Jaden is here. I did not know this, man. Jaden is a freshman at Hillcrest. So, what's that dynamic like, man? Is this an exciting time? I should ask your son how excited he is about this, but what's it like, man, to have your son in the school and part of the program?
It's pretty exciting. You know, he's been in the gym ever since he was born, so now he's actually a part of it, and you know that he's pretty excited about it. You know, I saw him put on his practice uniform for the first time, and he's standing in the mirror, and he's just so excited that it's finally, you know, come that he can be a part of the program now. So
it's got to be pretty cool too. I mean, drive to school, drive home. I mean,
it's good to talk to him and just, you know, talk basketball every now and then, or just make sure, just to debrief, see how he's done for the day and things like that.
Well, I look forward to covering, man. Well, that's going to be cool. That's always a great thing. Every father that has an opportunity to coach his son at the high school level, they've all said it's the highlight of their career, man. So I don't know about the sons, but the fathers have always said it's the highlight of their careers. I'm sure it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
I think so.
All right. So Marcus Garrett, we talked about him. I know he's had a few, some interest from Toledo, I think Tennessee State, and some other schools. What do you think it is that he's not getting a ton of the? I mean, I can't believe like UIC, some of these state schools aren't all over this kid.
You know, that's a tough question because anyone who sees him, they says he's a warrior. He's a great basketball player. I think that Marcus probably needs to show a little bit more that he's a point guard, and once he really shows that he's a point guard, and they can really get sold on that, because they're like, well, what position does he play? And I'm like, you know, he's a player. And then the schools who are interested in him, they say, well, you know, we love him because he's a player. But the other schools, they're kind of on the edge because they're asking, what position does he play? What position does he play? Right. And I'm telling them, you know, he can play the one, but we just need to make sure that they see that he can do that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, at 6 foot 6'1", it's tough to play the two. You know, you're going to have to show that you can handle the ball a little bit and you're interchangeable, because you're going to go up against 6'3", 6'4", two guards, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, we have a talented kid in Jalen Hughes, who's at the one right now. You know, so we really don't have to put the ball in Marcus's hands. We can let Marcus score, but it's going to have to be some situations where he does show that he can handle the one, because, to be quite honest, now Jalen has shown me that he can score. So, I mean, it's good that we can put Marcus at the one and move Jalen to the two. Right. So that'll help us out also.
Yeah, Jalen had, 26 or something that first game out of the box, man. So he was he showed he could provide some support for Marcus scoring-wise. And I don't think that's going to be a problem because, you know, we talked about Eisen Stanback, too, only a sophomore. Guys, viewers, this guy is going to be a tremendous player, man. I mean, he's already a very good player, but just wait and see what this kid's going to be able to do. He could jump out of the gym. He's got unbelievable athleticism, and, you know, talking to some people and looking at him last week, man, it looks like he's refined his skills a little bit, man. He's only going to get better.
Yeah, he's special. You know, last year he was just doing the dirty work for us, rebounding and blocking shots, and, you know, anything that he can get as far as a point or two is concerned, you know, we were happy with it. But this year, he can put the ball on the ground. You know, he can knock down the mid-range. I mean, over the summer, he was actually consistently knocking down the three. He hasn't shown that yet, but you know, his game is elevated to another level, and he's only a sophomore. I can't imagine where he's going to be once he's a senior. You know, if he gets a little taller, he hit any kind of growth spurt, you know, and then it's going to really be something special, you know. But, you know, he does a lot of great things right now as a sophomore.
Yeah, at 6'3", man. I mean, he plays like he's about 6'7" because he's just got tremendous hops, man. I mean, it's like an Antoine Hall. You Hillcrest fans, old school, 90s, man. He's like an Antoine Hall type of player. And Antoine Hall was one of the all-time greats at Hillcrest. So you look at this conference, you got Eisenhower on Friday. You coming to the island? You coming back Friday to the island?
Yeah, we come to Eisenhower. Yep.
You're a blessed man. 2 times and 5 days in the island. So that's a good thing. You'll be right across the street. How does this conference shaking up right now? What do you think, man, of the South Suburban Blue?
It's a tough conference, you know. You got TF North, TF South. Both of those guys have pretty athletic teams. You know, Richards is pretty good. Eisenhower's good. All of these teams are good, and the crazy part about it is all of these teams know you. They know exactly what you're doing. They know they really don't have to scout you because they know you extremely well. But you know, people put in their time to do that. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough year for us in the conference. You know, these are some tough teams. Lamont, they have Division I point guards. So there's some good teams out there in our conference. So I mean, people may look at it and say it's not that tough of a conference, but trust me, it's tough.
It is, man, and there's some intensity. Hillcrest, TF North, it gets about as intense as it can get.
Yeah.
And they're off to a nice start too. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting conference, man. But I'd like to see you. You're going to pull out. What is this? You guys got 26 in a row, something like that. 28 conference championships in a row.
28.
So my money's on 29, but hey, we'll see what happens. All right, so you look up and down the program right now, Donnie, and you know you got a freshman right here. Lower levels, you like what you see right now, or what?
Yeah, the lower levels are great. Actually, our sophomores, they're playing the championship at the Bremen tournament, and they'll be playing against Bogan, and they've beaten some good teams to get to that championship of this tournament. So they're playing the championship tonight, and they have a little size. It's a kid down there, 6'5", Dylan West. And I think he'll eventually do a great job of helping Isaac, you know, when he gets up there, you know, to give us some size.
Yeah. You know, you throw Isaac on that sophomore team, and they're unbeatable.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's good to hear. All right, Donnie. Well, I appreciate your time, my man. Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Good luck this season, and have a Merry Christmas too, my man. All right. I'm sure I'll see you before then, though.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
All right, folks. We are going to go to a. Is it a Lisa Thomas, Gerard, or are you slipping right here? It's an athletics timeout. I knew you were slipping. We come back, Players of the Week. We have a lot of good stuff. Results segment. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a half sausage for you and your husband and a half just cheese for the kids, who never seem to stop moving. Go ahead and take the night off, Mom. I got you covered. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
For more than 25 years, Midwest Orthopedic Consultants has been dedicated to providing comprehensive orthopedic excellence. The physicians at Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, with convenient locations in Orland Park and Oak Lawn, have received specialized training in subspecialty areas, allowing them to treat even the most complicated orthopedic conditions. X-rays and MRIs are available at both facilities, allowing patients to get everything completed in one location the same day. Ortho Urgent Care is provided Monday through Thursday between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. till noon at their Oak Lawn location. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Before we get to the results segment, sponsored by Athletics, I'd like to thank Don Houston from Hillcrest Boys Basketball for being our guest. And we do have a little bit of an audience here tonight. Gerard Grabowski's daughter, my cameraman. Janelle Grabowski is in the house. Sophomore over at Queen of Peace High School, but most importantly, a heck of a hockey player with the Chicago Young Americans 16U junior team. Is that right? AAA. I don't want to make that mistake. So AAA, so she's a heck of a hockey player. Chip off her father's block. That's where she gets her hockey skills. That's for certain. Right, Janelle? Give your dad props? Yes, she says yes. All right. All right, folks, results segment sponsored by Athletics. Our good buddy Tom Mulvey. We're looking at tape over at Tom's Place Athletics in Oak Lawn sometime in January. All right, Chicago Heights Classic results. Great tournament. Unbelievable way to start off the season for the teams that participated in this tournament. Game I was at, HF 60, Bloom 55. That was for the championship on Friday. For HF, Jeffrey Boyd, big game, 25 points. Jarrett Tribble had 16 for the Vikings, who go off 4-0 at that tourney and knock off Marion Catholic as well in a process in a 6-overtime thriller on Wednesday night. So great start by the Vikings. For Bloom, Austin Ritchie, 17 points. He looks really good, a transfer from Marion Catholic. And Jalen Lee had 12 for the Blazing Trojans, who finished 3-1. They're going to be a force, though, in the Southland Conference. Another game, the third place game, Marion Catholic 63, Hillcrest 55. For Marion Catholic, Tieran Powell's 14 points, Brandon Hurt 13 points, Sean Taylor had 12 for the Spartans. Very balanced team. I like this team a lot. They've got some size, they've got some speed, they've got tremendous guards, Chase Adams and Brandon Hurt, and they've got some depth coming off the bench. For the Hawks, Marcus Garrett had 18 points, Isaac Standback 14 points. Hawks are going to be fine. The key with the Hawks, and like we talked about with Coach Houston, they have a little bit of a lack of size, but if their shots are falling and they can get to the basket and get some fouls and get to the free throw line, they're going to live up to that number one billing. There's a ton of talent there. And the Prep Bowl Championship, Mount Carmel knocks off Simeon. Congratulations to the Caravan on the Prep Bowl Championship. It's their second consecutive one. For Mount Carmel, Michael Kennedy, 191 yards rushing and a touchdown. Alec Thomas, 8 of 9 passing, 157 yards and a TD. Aristotle Nakos, 13 carries, 67 yards and a touchdown for the mighty Caravan. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. We're going to hook up Oak Lawn guard Rashawn Johnson, scored a school record 52 points, knocked down 12 three-pointers, which was also a school record, to lead the Spartans to an 83-61 win over Islamic Foundation. Yeah, that's right, Islamic Foundation. I never heard of them either, but you throw in 52 points, I don't care who it's against, and you're knocking down 12 three-pointers, you're deserving of the Player of the Week. So we're going to hook up Rashad with a nice $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook. In 2 weeks, we're going to be taping at the sister restaurant La Barra. We're about 5 doors down from Labriola Bakery Cafe. I think we're going to tape there on December 12th. Richie Labriola, Chief Doughboy, a lot of good stuff over there. So looking forward to that. The Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week. It's an Oak Lawn Love Fest this week, folks. We're going to hook up Oak Lawn girls basketball player Madeline McGrath. She scored a career-high 27 points to lead the Spartans to a 64-42 win over T-Wood. We're going to hook up Madeline with a nice goodie bag, compliments of Lisa Thomas Salon in Mokina, Tinley Park, and Orland Park. A little product, a little gift card, maybe a little Lisa Thomas Salon swag. It'll be all good. And remember, folks, Christmas is upon us. And you know our sponsors, Beggar's Pizza, Lisa Thomas Salon, Labriola Bakery Cafe. I also mentioned La Barra Restaurant. What better way to stuff the stocking of a loved one with a little gift cards from any one of those places? They're here to help. Lisa Thomas Salon, too. Hook it up. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. We return high and tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
It's time, your time. Look renewed. Feel rejuvenated. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon. Whether it's a new hairstyle, expertly applied makeup, skin treatments, or nail services, our professional stylists are up to date on all the latest techniques and styles to help you achieve the look you've always wanted. Find the you deserve. Your transformation begins at Lisa Thomas.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has a trained technicians and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Quarter Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. High and Tight segment, sponsored by our good friends at Midwest Orthopedic Consultants. 2 locations, Oak Lawn on 95th Street and Orland Park, over by Arctic Ice Arena, right off 108th Avenue and about 160th. All right, folks, high and tight time. You know, only 1 week into the basketball season, but, you know, looking at our top 10, our preseason top 10, not much shuffling. This is going to be a strong season. You know, we talked about HF, Marion, Bloom, Hillcrest. Morgan Park's off to a 1-0 start. Rice, 3-1. They advanced to the championship in their Thanksgiving tournament. De La Salle off to a 4-0 start. Marist, they won the District 218 Classic, so they're off to a 4-0 start. Gene Nolan's club. And Stagg, nice job. They lost to Willowbrook in the Thanksgiving tournament that they hosted. But they come off to a 3-1 start. The team that kind of struggled out of this thing was Thornton. You know, they got the big transfer, Alonzo Verge, and they departed Decatur with a 1-2 record. But I have a feeling Ty Street's club will rebound. Though, you know, other than Alonzo Verge, Christian Anderson, and Orlando Allen, a 6'7" junior. The Wildcats are lacking. They don't have much depth and they don't have much experience, but we'll see what happens over time. Once Verge gets a little bit more comfortable in the system, I'm sure Thornton will pick up the slack a little bit and be a powerhouse in the Southwest Suburban Conference. All right, folks, hope you had a great week. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I had a very happy Thanksgiving and just gorged myself on turkey and all the fixings. It was just an amazing process. All right, have a great week. Get out, do some Christmas shopping, and we'll see y'all next week.